lack of inspiration is a real thing. And when you are a creative person, inspiration can feel almost necessary in order to create, which is what we do to market our business. The problem is that we are also running a business, so we can't rely on inspiration only as a prerequisite to market it. So this is not the episode where I tell you to get over yourself, to push harder. No, this is the episode where I give you practical tools to keep showing up and marketing your business online even when you're not feeling it.
Do you want to be seen as the go-to in your industry, get more sales, easily attract new opportunities, but feel overlooked online? If so, you are in the right place. Hey, I'm Eugenia, but you can call me E. I'm a marketing strategist, a wife, and a new mom. I learned the secret of how to be seen as an authority and have people think of you for new opportunities and more clients. If you're ready to get clear on what makes your personal brand unique, build a magnetic presence online, and get more eyes on your business, this is your next move.
First things first, we need to normalize this whole situation because you are not broken. And I know that a lot of messages online tell you that if you are struggling with lack of inspiration at any point of your business, you have a problem with your discipline, and that is not the case because creativity works in cycles. You have cycles of expansion, cycles of being more quiet, of resting, getting clear. That is needed. That is normal. That's part of the creative process. But what's not healthy is getting stuck there and quietly disappearing, especially after you've been in business for a little while. You feel like you should be over this by now, but those seasons happen at every single stage. So what I've noticed, even with myself, is that many creatives confuse the whole I need rest, which is huge, with I can't show up at all. So my invitation is to start seeing lack of inspiration not as you've lost your edge and you're not connected to your mission anymore, but actually giving it the meaning that it has, which is that you're probably overloaded, you are overstimulated, or you're disconnected from your purpose and the thing you're here creating. And if you are really overloaded and tired, maybe the solution is go take a vacation. And if that's the case, if you're hearing and you're like, that's what I need, then you are welcome. Like, shortest episode ever. If not, let me share with you what I personally do when I feel uninspired. And this is very, very concrete. First, I write anyway. And I write because to me, writing is my preferred method of expression. And when I say writing, I don't mean like I post a caption. Like I need to release strategy from the creative act of creating something. I know it's a little redundant, but I think writing, even if you don't consider yourself a writer, writing has such a way to quieten your mind because you have to process your thoughts at a slower pace in order to put them in paper. So you really have to quiet your mind. And you are also able to process everything in one place without judgment. So this is not for posting, as I said. This is not for performance. This is not you writing something and then posting it on your stories or having therapy session on your Instagram stories. This is really to clear the noise. So some example, journaling. To be honest, I love journaling. I'm not the best at it. I'm right now doing half a page. And with that, I have been pretty consistent. So increase the length to whatever you feel comfortable with. Even if you have to journal 3 lines to begin with, try to make it consistent first. Gratitude lists, they are incredible. And I'm not saying that you have to make a list of 10 things daily. 3 things is enough. And just in terms of expectation, don't think that you are going to be writing, whether you're journaling or writing gratitude, and you're going to have a big like aha moment and everything's going to change. Maybe you will, but most likely this will be a calming down of your nervous system. And within days, you are going to feel better. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more inspired and more excited. Or you're going to be able to finally notice why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And you're not going to know exactly where it's coming from, but it's coming from these moments of reflection, of journaling, of taking things out of your mind and putting them into paper. Literally answer the question, what's on my mind right now? I think another version of journaling is morning pages. As I mentioned, the Julia Cameron way, the artist way. but just get it out there. Get it out there. It's incredibly helpful. So that's the best practice you can get to get unstuck creatively and get your inspiration back and get ideas back. And then in terms of actual like marketing, like content marketing, something that has been super helpful is changing what should I post today, or what would perform well, what is working on the platform. Asking yourself, what am I noticing lately? What keeps coming up in conversations with clients? What feels true right now? And that removes pressure, really restores honesty. And sometimes we get so constrained by the whole focus of having pillars and goals of every post and just this perfect mix. And when in reality, we just need to be speaking to pain points and reframing different beliefs and talking to symptoms and offering just solutions and doing a lot of reframing. So this type of content of what am I noticing lately, what keeps coming up in conversations with clients, all of that is super helpful to start getting content out there in whatever capacity we want. And I always tell you, do not get married to a platform. So choose something that feels manageable to you, but stay consistent there. So it's not like you're gonna be changing, a month. You're gonna be doing Instagram, and then you're gonna go to your Instagram audience, and you're gonna test Twitter, and then you're gonna test LinkedIn. You really need to commit to a platform that feels good to you. I really think Instagram is incredible. I think LinkedIn, I've been testing LinkedIn, and I'm really liking the results so far. I've heard incredible things about Threads. I've just never stayed consistent on Threads, to be honest. But Instagram is so good, even if you don't have visual content. There are so many ways of getting creative with what to post visually. Like, it could be literally screenshots of your conversations. The point is just to get it out there. So if you want kind of like a plan, I got inspired by Rick Rubin. He has a book on creativity. He's a music producer, incredible music producer, and he's so good at just giving thoughts and perspectives and frameworks for creativity. So what you can do for the next 12 weeks, and I'm doing with you, not because I'm necessarily uninspired, but because I need to find a new rhythm that feels more sustainable with my season of life. You know that I became a mom 7 months ago, so I'm still exploring something that's more sustainable to where I'm at now. So principles that I'm following for the next 12 weeks is creating from presence, not performance, and that means creating from where I'm at right now, what I'm going through. Again, without using social media or my email or my podcast as a therapy session, but really bring my whole self to the platform. Reduce noise before adding output. That means stop consuming so much. What I just did last week, Megan Rhodes actually shared with me. I actually changed the color of all my icons on my phone. Like, when I unlock my phone and I see all my icons, like social media, email, all the good stuff, everything is in a very ugly yellow color. And what Megan recommended to me or what she said worked for her, is that she has a color that is not appealing to her, so she doesn't feel like going through her apps. And I thought that was genius, so I did it last week. I think it's too soon to tell. I've been reading a lot, like actual fiction, so I think that has also contributed to me not going on like consumption mode so much for social media. So the jury's out there, but so far it is looking very promising. And then something else I'm doing, and you're going to start seeing it in my content probably like the end of January, February, is prioritizing simplicity and letting simplicity lead. So if something takes me a long time to produce, it's just not the right idea. And I'm a person who enjoys sometimes like making more complex ideas, complex videos, complex carousels. Like, I really enjoy creating content for social media. So here I have to have this discipline with myself of being very simple with both my ideas, what I'm writing, the way I'm presenting it. And I still have a strategy behind it. I still have a message behind it. But because that's the work I do, to me that feels clear, like where I'm doing, what I'm saying, what are the symptoms, the problems. Like, All of that feels clear to me. To me, right now, it's about the system, making it more sustainable. So I am prioritizing simplicity so I don't get burnout. I don't get overloaded. I don't have a system that takes me 8 hours a week to post content on Instagram. I have my system for this podcast down, and I'm actually recording it with like a wireless microphone that my brother got me for Christmas, which was meant to record like talking head video, like straight to camera videos for Instagram. But then I was like, "Ooh, will this work for my podcast?" And it actually connects to my laptop and it works beautifully. So this is all part of this simplifying process. And then I also recommend that you reframe marketing. So after you don't do this for 12 weeks, reframe the way you approach and the way you relate to marketing. I've been in the marketing world for almost probably 12 years at this point. So my relationship with marketing has changed a lot from starting doing social media management as, side projects in college to then like doing my MBA in actual marketing to then running brands to then working with personal brands. Like I've been in so many areas of marketing. So definitely my perspective of marketing has changed a lot. So something huge that I've seen is, are you using social media like it's Facebook in 2009 or like the beginning of Instagram where it was very reactive and very simple to get people to buy from you? Or are you actually running a business? That doesn't mean that you have to be or forget about your creativity, but marketing in reality doesn't need constant creativity. Marketing doesn't require you to be an entertainer of people unless that's who you are, unless you're a person that's naturally very bubbly and you love entertaining people, then by all means do that. But that comes from a place of presence, which is what I said before. Marketing today is really clarifying your message, which is something I'm so passionate to do during my brand positioning audits, and then repeating what matters. So making sure that the message, your pillars are repeated over and over instead of trying to come up with a million ideas, because that's going to make it easier for the right people to understand you. So if you are feeling uninspired right now, just know that you are not behind. Businesses and creativity work in cycles. So you're probably going to be experiencing that in the future when you're more advanced. Probably you've experienced that in the past when you were just fresh starting out. So it's bound to happen again. What happens is that we develop tools to get faster over the bump, but those tools are never going to be developed and implemented and solidified inside of you if you never do the heavy lifting of going through these tools, like doing journaling, things that don't give you immediate satisfaction or immediate gratification or don't unlock you necessarily from one moment to the next, but that really redirect your thinking. You don't need to force yourself. You do need to believe in yourself, believe in your vision, believe that the right things that you were put on this earth to say, to do, to teach, to help others with are inside of you and are just reshuffling, reframing, are rearranging. And that's fine. That's giving yourself grace, but also trusting that those things are there and you have the capacity to bring them out there in the service of the people that you are meant to lead. If you feel stuck, you don't know why, if you are not connecting with your brand, if you're feeling uninspired, I 100% recommend that the next step is for you to book my brand positioning audit, because in an hour, we are going to basically lift the hood of your personal brand. We're going to look at your message. We're going to look at your vision. We're going to look at your positioning and understand what are the gaps that are keeping you stuck and what are those initial steps you can take to start getting unstuck, marketing your business again, and not only saying whatever thing just to post, like, oh, I'm just gonna post because I gotta post, but in a way that feels very strategic to who you are. So you can find out more at eugeniawoo.com/brand. That's EUGENIAWOO.com/BRAND. The link, as always, is in the show notes. And I can't wait to work with you because we can get such a big breakthrough in an hour. And I would love for you nothing more than getting out of that place, finding your footing and get going, because I believe in the message that you're here to share. Stay trusting in your vision, in your message. I believe it's there. You're just going through a little reshuffling. See you back here soon. Un beso.
I hope you loved today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and send it to someone who's ready to be seen as the go-to in their industry? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. I love reading your comments. They remind me of those little notes you would send your friends in high school, you know? Okay, see you back here soon with the next episode. Un beso.